So to list the files, I'll create another endpoint in this file router.py file only. So I'll do, because we want to list the files. So this is going to be a get method now. And let's name it files. And this does not have to be async, because this is just to list the file. So I can do a def list uploaded files. It won't take any argument, because it will simply list all the files from this upload directory. So no argument, but whenever this endpoint is triggered, the job is just to list all the files, the name of the files. And to list and have names of all the files, let's create one variable files actually, a blank list where we'll store all the file names. And we need to loop through this directory and have the name of all the files. So how we will do this? A few ways. We can also import OS, but I think because we have this upload directory, which is an instance of path module, so we can use this. So let's run a loop for file in upload directory. And what I want to do. So this list will contain the name of all these files. So I'll do files.append. And let's store this in our dictionary actually. So I'll have file name as file dot. Is it not file name? Okay, it is file dot name. And then we want to return let's return total the count of total files and the file names. And how we know the total the count of the files? We can take a length of this files, which is a list, and then the files. Okay, this should work, and very minimal lines of code here. And let's continue with the delete endpoint. So I'll create another endpoint, router dot delete this time. Let's because we do not want to delete all the files. We want to delete only the specific file by the name of the file. So we'll name it files, and here we will have an argument of file name. So on this file name, the file will be deleted. Let's write this function. File name, which will be string, and I'll this file, I need to get it from the upload directory. So I'll use the file path, which is upload directory, and then the file name. Let me give a space here. And then I can simply do os.remove and this file path. I think I have not imported OS. Let's import OS here. Import OS. Okay, again, very minimal line of code, and that's then this should work. No validation. We are not doing any validation here right now. That's okay for this MVP product. And let's reload the server and test these endpoints. Okay, so we have upload, we have the list file, and then we have this delete endpoint. Let's see if I try it out. Will it list me the file? Yes, so I can see the file name, and total there's only one file. I do not like this response body. This is very nested. So we'll fix this. Now let's test if the delete is working. So let's click on try it out. And what is the name? Employee details. Let's get it from here actually. Okay, response body null. Okay, my bad. Here I'm not returning anything. So we are not going to know if we have actually deleted the file. So let's do this. Return, and I'll return the file name and a message that file deleted. Now I'll do a control S, and every time I make any change and do a control S, the server reloads. Now let's check this once again. So I'll reload this page once again. Let me upload the file. So company data 1, we have uploaded, and let's delete this. Okay, so company data 2, file deleted. Now these three endpoints are working, and let's work on the file preview endpoint now. Router.get files, and we want to preview any file by the name of the file. So we'll keep this file name variable, and let's call it preview. Now let's write the function. I'll name it preview file, file name as a string. And how do we want to display the content of the file? So a good idea is that let's use pandas And let's read the data and return a dictionary or JSON for the preview. So I'll import pandas as PD, and we need the full path of the file. So file path equals the directory and the file name. Now we have this file name that we can read in Panda. So, but it can be either CSV or Excel. So we need a validation, and accordingly we need to read with the pandas PD read CSV or Excel. So let's do this validation. So we'll need the extension of the file path dot suffix dot lower. Now if extension equals dot CSV, I want to read the data frame pd.read CSV and the file path. Do I want to write else or elif? So I think because we are allowing only CSV or Excel, so the validation to upload the file is happening already. So file will be either CSV or Excel. If it is CSV, then it will read, as it has to be an Excel file only. But let's write elif condition actually. Okay, and this is good. And do I expect any error, any additional handling? Reading is fine. Now let's return the data. What do I want to return? So I'll return the file name, and I'll convert the data frame to dictionary using toDict method, and then I'll return, but I don't want to return all the data. I'll just want to return some samples, so maybe 5 records only. So let's do this. File name will be the file name, and then let's call it preview, and it will be df a sample, maybe head 5, and I can convert it to dictionary. So I'll use toDict and orient equals records. Okay, so this looks good. One thing which I have not done correctly, that I have not handled any exception. So let me do one thing. Let me wrap all these in try except block actually. So let's do a try. accept exception as E, raise exception, status, status, status code actually, and let's give it 500, which is internal server error, and detail is unknown, or let's call it internal server error actually. That makes more sense, sounds more professional. I can now copy this line from here and paste it here. Okay, so anything wrong that goes, I'll at least it will raise an error with internal server error. And I can, for my debugging or my logging, I can always log this E. Exception as E can be logged so that I can, the backend developer can understand what was the error. Okay, so this looks good. Now let's test this. So I'll do a control S. And we'll go to this Swagger UI, and let's see if we have files uploaded. Okay, so nothing is there. Let's upload one file. Loaded. Now we have one file. This is the name, and we want to do a preview. So preview basically for us is just a read of sample 5 rows and return it into a JSON or dictionary format. So we got this internal server error. So something wrong happened. Now let's see what went wrong. Okay, I have this log value error out of range. Float values are not JSON compliant. Okay. So I think what might have gone wrong is there may be some null values in the data frame. When we are trying to convert this into dictionary, then we are getting this error. Or maybe we may have some numerical like float values. So a quick fix is that I can think of right now. I think if I do convert the data frame into like all the columns data types into a string, then I think it should work. So let's see this. And anyway, this is only for the preview purpose, so that's fine. Even though the data type of the column changes. So I'll again do a control S. The server will reload. I'll reload this, and we will copy the name, and we can see the data. So we can see the file name and the preview, and we have a sample of 5 records. So this is also working now. Now let's go back to our architecture diagram. So we have completed the file service. We have completed the preview service. We need the core intelligence engine we need to work on, which is chat service. So let's work on this.